But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be.
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you afraid? There is no asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay? But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business, it's in your family for 37 years, and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
Hey, boss. Good morning. Good. How you doing? Listen, man, I'm not going to be able to make it in today. No, I'm not calling in sick. I'm calling in rich. Yeah, you remember those Shiba Inu coins that you laughed at me for buying? Well, I bought 100 million of them. And wouldn't you know that damn thing hit a penny? And now it's worth $1 million. So yeah, I'm calling in rich. No, I'm serious. So I won't be in ever again. Hello? Hello? Motherfucker just hung up on me. Fucking hater.
You may have noticed that crypto's crashing again, like it did in 2022 and 2018 and 2013. You get the picture. But there's something different about this crash that you need to know about. Crypto has always gone through boom-bust cycles, but now, thanks to loosening regulations, people can buy financial products that give them exposure to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies through the regulated stock markets. They're called ETFs, and over $100 billion worth of crypto was bought by ETFs in the past 2 years, as the size of the market seemed to only go up. But in October of last year, after Bitcoin briefly reached an all-time high price of $125,000, investors began to take some risk off the table and sell their shares of these ETFs. The result? The price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies has nosedived. As of the time of recording this video, Bitcoin is down nearly 50% in just 4 months. So what happens now? Well, we'll see how much actual money is backing these cryptocurrencies. When people sell their shares of the crypto ETFs, the Wall Street firms that issue them, like BlackRock, turn to the crypto exchanges like Coinbase to actually sell the Bitcoin. But if there aren't enough buyers, then the price starts plunging. What's the floor? Well, zero.
Just shut up and let me enjoy this pain.
Welcome to the pain zone. It's where we live.
When I'm hurt, I love it. I love that feeling because it's real.
You need to love pain.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
Everything else, happiness could be fake, crying could be fake, but pain? Shit. That's real.
However, mentally, physically, love it. You need to love it. If not, stay where you are.
Damn, man, come on! What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow! There is no tomorrow!
Broski, the market is so red, I thought my MacBook was bleeding. This is the end, cuz. Yesterday I was a millionaire, today I'm a slumdog. This is not a dip, this is a black hole.
Imbeciles, they have no idea. This is not a black hole, this is the beginning of a big bang.
Why is Broski not panicking with us? Yeah, why is he so unfazed? Have you checked your wallet, cuz? The crypto is down 85%. Allow him, Broski, he's still in denial. Is it down by 85%? Or is it 85% off? Oh shit. Nah, gang, not the hustler mindset. Not the hustler mindset. Bro said it's not a crash, it's a discount. Circumstances, but you can change your mentality. Remember, brothers, the market sends his toughest battles to his most financially literate soldiers. When the Nasdaq falls, will you give up? Or remember that no amount of setbacks defeat a qualified mind? You see a dip and start to sell, but I remember that sudden emotions lack logic. Down isn't permanent. So I invest more into the S&P because I was born to struggle and persist. Nah, man, how does he do this? This guy knows something. Broski, was you in the board meeting with Donald Trump? So tell me, brothers, when the crops go dry, will you sell your land or sow more seeds, knowing that the harvest will always return? He's really got that hustler mindset. Bro's got that JP Morgan mentality. That's that quarter-zip discipline, cuz. Yeah, gang. Yeah, a few individuals that make it out, cuz. This guy's one of them.
Funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. A monkey that look like a frog, price look just like a dog's, full of some chads and gods. Fudders is mad I bought. Word to your mothers, this monkey is doing a lot. Take out a hammer, I'm whacking a fudder, just cleaning the face. Jumping on Twitter, take over the space. Punky is pumping, increasing the pace. A monkey that look like a frog, paid for my flight to Prague. Touchdown, Punky Lamborghini rental in the garage. She's at my Punky, we had a menage. No, she not Nikki, cause I'm too picky. That's why my portfolio is long as a blog. All about Punky and why that shit rocks. Punky take over the block, watch. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it, price, jump it, hop in a new whip, paid for by Punky. I'm just too lit. Somebody say something. Punky, on me, funky, monkey, punky, pump it.
Ya están aquí.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
Missing.
But you cried.
There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry.
I mean, that's crying.
I would disagree.
Ure.
¡Sáquelo! 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 ¡Dale! No, no, no! Block it! Naniを見ている?
like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay?
Genuine question. Butt or boobs?
Bitcoin! By the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill. By the science guy. Bill Nye, the science guy. Bill.
Do I have your attention now? Do I have it? Good. I thought so.
Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
You want to know what I found out the other day?
What did you find out the other day?
Did you know the entire Earth is $315 trillion in debt?
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It blows my mind that first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates a deterioration of your own resources.
You created a store of value that's literally storing less and less value every day. Every day.
And you're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not enough paper to print that much cash. What are they doing?
Dude, Earth is like the worst meme coin. It's the worst.
It got rugged.
You buy this for $39.99, guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby, you're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99, that's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move, I act quick, I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com, boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hope you all are doing well and having a good day wherever you may be. We are here with episode number 983 of the Cultivate Crypto Show. Maybe like our 20th or 30th one here on Rumble.
Yep.
But we got a guest with us today for a somewhat special occasion.
Yes, I am Hexacristo.
or it's Hex Jesus, as they used to call me.
And Litecoin Moses, as Richard Hart knew you at the very beginning.
At the very beginning, and then as Dogecoin Muhammad, as my people on Twitter knew me before.
Right, correct. So, a man of many names. But today we're going to be talking about the ecosystem that's going to have the most hated rally in all of cryptocurrency during the next bull run, which is PulseChain. So we're going to talk about the Hex PulseChain rally continuing here off the bottom. But is it officially the bottom of the bear market for the RH ecosystem, which now has some competition here in the name itself? So I don't know. The only thing I've seen Richard Hart tweet recently was about AI. It had nothing to do with PulseChain.
Yeah,
so it's kind of good to see them.
So he had that tweet. He had a tweet about AI. Before that, he kind of went and he didn't tweet for almost a week. And the price started going up. It's incredible.
Yeah. Right.
I retweeted a tweet from I think his name is just because I want to give him credit for this. His name is K9 Kong. Richie's about to drop an AI project sacrifice soon, isn't he? I hope he got a volume bonus. There is probably a chance for that. He's like, you know what Hex missing right now? PulseChain's missing? An AI coin.
Like if Eric Voorhees can do it,
I can do it.
That's probably actually what he's thinking.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, it's not going to be called VVV. It's going to be called HHH. Bro, if he calls it HHH, bro, Triple H. Fuck this.
I'll wait till the open market.
Yeah. Me too.
I'll tell you that much.
It would be interesting. He's like, you can only sacrifice PulseChain coins. But knowing his ass, he'd be like, no, stables only.
Yeah, I mean, the community is in different levels of shambles right now, right? There's like, it's interesting to see kind of where the psychology has gone so far in this bear market. I mean, it got to the point to where people mostly have given up on it.
Yeah.
And then it starts pumping here. You get a couple different types that come back.
Right.
You have some types that come back and say, oh, okay, it's finally doing something. Glad I dollar cost average down a bit. Maybe I'll buy a little bit more or just hold and see where it goes. Then there's the people who are like, God curse this thing. It has ruined my entire life and 10 lives past this one. And, basically they're cursing the name of Richard Hart. They're burned. They'll never come back.
Right.
And then you got a few people in between, but yeah, it's mostly this.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like when we get a green day in PulseChain, we're just like, cool, but
it's like,
oh well, someone's about to dump it. Though.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 200% off the bottoms. Just waiting for that guillotine, for the shoe to drop. Exactly. So,
but it's nice though. It's nice because usually when we get a move like that, it's in one day and then it's sold. Every time we've had a rally, it gets sold off so quickly. This is the first time we've actually had like a week and some change of an actual like green day. We're like, oh, it's kind of nice out here. Fucking finally, fuck.
Yeah, and it's like the one thing I'm looking at when I look at PulseChain. First, I look at PulseX and see what that's doing, and PulseX. If it can maintain where it was at this morning, I have to take a look at it now. But if it can maintain that area or higher, then it's going to have a monthly bullish engulfing candle, which just means it basically gained back everything in July that it lost in June,
right?
Which is a first step to creating a bottom. Then it just has a little bit more of a move to go, and then it has a pretty much like a triple buy signal on the weekly. And a single buy signal on the monthly. If it can stay above its 20-week moving average for more than 2 months, then I would say that's also enough data to say that the bottom is in. So we'll look at it specifically and we'll give some parameters for that. But it'd be interesting to see if those parameters hold. But or we could see Rackham just sell off the entire ecosystem.
Maybe his wife's out of maybe the wife's out of coins. Maybe
hope so
and stuff. But I mean, it was getting kind of dark there for a minute, man. It was getting kind of dark.
I mean, I think there's still some people very much here, but
give me 1 second.
This one, I don't know. Like, okay, so this guy here, we have Johnny Zumaki 777 says, I don't believe these guys anymore. I've invested in all of Richard Hart's coins, the Phantom Network, Ethereum, Spooky Swap, Reaper Farm, Tomb Token, liquidity pools with Boo. I lost so much goddamn money. Now let's go in this area.
This sounds like all 2021 stuff.
Well, not sounds like it is.
It is, yeah.
Right. And so there's different times when people come into the market, and I'm not saying anything good or bad about Johnny. He seems like an all right dude. But my guess is he came into Hex after it was above 15 cents.
Probably.
Right? Saw the proof in the pudding on Hex doing its 10,000x, and then FOMO'd into everything else pretty much at the top. And then, didn't do maybe more Bitcoin, Ethereum in the last cycle to make a comeback, which, I understand. Like there's, if you get in at the wrong point of the market, you're going to get hosed with some stuff. I mean, with Spooky Swap, Reaper Farm, Tomb Token specifically. That one we have talked about as it is crack cocaine. It is leverage on speed.
Right.
Like it is, if you do not know what you're doing with those ones, you just don't do them randomly.
Right.
And those ones were like maybe 3-4 months. And at the early stage of the bear market where they were making moves, but you just don't jump into everything because, hey, there's, some stuff going on with it. You need to understand a little bit more what you're doing. I'd be curious if he had taken the crypto mindset course that quarter or after, but it's one of these things where it's like, there's a lot of risk out there, but we do talk about a lot of coins, but strong convictions held loosely, you got to be able to move. Now, I can't say that holding PulseChain since its inception, right, has been always, rose petals and what do you call it? And just great times or whatever, right? There's been a mostly downside to the chart the whole time. So I get that people are pretty, have a certain outlook on it, and I get that, but there's two ways to look at it. Did you put in more than what you were willing to lose? If the answer is yes, then don't do that, right? And then the other thing is, not only did you put in more than what you're willing to lose, but did you continue to dollar cost average down, or did you continue to do research? Did you, if you didn't dollar cost average down and you wanted to jump out of the ecosystem, did you pivot into something else that could make some of that money back? There's a lot of things that can be done to rectify those things. But my feeling over the long arc of things here is that PulseChain actually, the community, it's all still there. The key thing is, do people build stuff on it that actually works and stays around with liquidity? If it can start accomplishing that, pretty low bar. If it can start accomplishing that with some projects outside of what Richard Hart creates in this next cycle, I think it'll have a healthy cycle. Now, will it go to it? Will PulseX and PulseChain and PX go to new all-time highs? I don't know, right? But I do think there will be enough volatility. I mean, just in the last couple of days, the chart making some reversal was proof enough that there's still a lot of community around that can make some volatility. And so then the question becomes, do you buy and hold? Do you trade around? Like, what's the strategy from here on forward if you are still holding coins? But I mean, if you're like, fuck all this shit, I'm out, and you go over to Solana or you go to the other RH ecosystem, whatever you need to do to, make money in the next cycle, I respect. But there's going to be a few different, lots of different types at this stage of the bear market. But the one thing I do know is a lot of coins back in the day, we talked about, if you had just bought, Bitcoin when everybody hated it at $1, if you had just bought Ethereum, when nobody was talking about it under 100, if you talk, Hex, under, 50% of a penny, you made out quite well. So those past events in crypto are usually done by like pretty fervent cult-like communities. Ripple's had that experience. Bitcoin's had that experience, and I think Hex PulseChain can too. But from your point of view, in terms of like all the cry fagging and everything around it, I mean, if you're going to cry fag, might as well just leave the ecosystem, right? There's no point in sticking around. But what would you say to people who are like, man, I almost gave up on it, but I'm going to give it one more shot? Like, what do you say to those people?
Well, I don't know if you can put that comic back up.
Oh, that one is specifically?
That one specifically, yeah. Because essentially that was just that's basically somebody that was around here during 2021. It's like
and just came back.
And just came back after 5 years. But basically, okay, Phantom Network did 100x. ETH went from $78 to $4,800. Spooky Swap did a retarded amount of X's. Reaper Farm, there's no way you could have lost any money. It was just a replicator. All you did was essentially create yield from it. Tomb Token made a lot of fucking money. Liquidity pools with Boo made a lot of money. Basically, you just didn't take any profit and sell at the end there. Basically, either you got in really late in 21, which is pretty much that's what happened. And on the other half too, like Phantom was pretty much the second last thing in the entire bull run that basically dropped off the cliff, which was around March of 2022. And then the last thing to pump was Jewel, which kind of started around like, I guess you could say December of 21, and went down and had its last pump around March and April of 2022. And then that was the last play, which was Crystal. And then we had told people to basically divest out everything, but we're still going to play a little bit in Phantom, and we're still going to play in Crystal, which I told everyone exactly how to profit on that. Yield farm it. As soon as it comes out, wait 12 hours into it coming out and dump every fucking token. I can almost, I bet you if I looked enough, I could find that fucking, that webinar we did that was recorded. And I said, dump it all. It's going to go like this. It's going to start with no supply. It's going to go like this and sell it.
Yep.
All. I literally have said this, and I said the same thing when Jade came out in the original Jewel stuff, and Jewel went fucking crazy. Boo was literally, now obviously, look, I think a lot of you guys weren't around when it got airdropped to people, but if you were in the Discord, if you were a member of the Discord for Spooky Swap back then, you were given like $40,000-$50,000 worth of Boo. A lot of money. And then Boo was extremely profitable. Like the pools for the entire bull run were just fucking amazing. You could have like Phantom Booed that pool or X Boo and gained a ton of yield for like 8 months straight. I mean, Reaper Farms made a ton of money because it just replicated it for you. So for the last 8 months of Phantom, it was just going like this. You were just making money on it. Even if you were incurring a permanent loss, you were gaining a lot of basically LP token. Like it was. There's a lot of way. I mean, my God. And then Tomb tokens, we got into that like when it was $100, $150. I think it went up to like $15,000, and it was kicking back like 1 to 10% a day for fucking months.
Yeah. Those early days in DeFi, like what is called just crazy yield pools was
21 was gangster, bros.
It was wild.
Like I'll be a little meaner than Charlie here, but like. Dog, it was fucking printing money, bros. And let's not even talk about solid X and shit, which was
that was the final shebang.
Well, it was great, like $40,000 this fucking hour. Like fucking paying retarded money yield farming. It was really nice. Like airdrops are great in 21. Obviously, airdrops are shit. We kind of speculated this, and this is something we talked about during the mega course in 22, at the end of 22 into 23 and 24, that like I wasn't holding my breath on airdrops. And that was absolutely correct. The only airdrop that looked like it was worth a damn, that really not a lot of people ended up getting, was the only one that actually made any money was Hyperliquid, which you had to be on the in to even know what Hyperliquid was back then, because it didn't even have a token. It was basically nothing. So people who were gambling on Hyperliquid, they got like an okay airdrop depending on their volume. And then here come all the tweets. So, if you were back then, if you were in 2024 in January, February, you would have got a nice airdrop, but like fucking nobody knew about it.
Yeah.
Like even I didn't hear about it. So like, it's kind of like insiders talking about, man, if you guys were a part of the meme coin alpha group, you would have known about this the one airdrop in the whole cycle that actually paid something. I mean, our first two courses in 2020 actually, I think that our first three courses, got a gang stress airdrop for Uniswap. Actually,
Yep.
Because I believe the Uniswap token came out in March of 2021.
No. It came out in September of 2020, which was during the first crypto mindset.
Okay,
course.
so it was the first one.
But,
okay.
Yeah, but we had plenty of people in what is now the Citadel that had gotten in because during that DeFi summer, we were speculating on Hex and doing a lot of movement there.
I don't think we had the Citadel back then.
No, I did.
No, what? No, it wasn't. Yeah, okay, that wasn't called the Citadel. But
but we've shifted that into the Citadel basically a few years later. And so there's been people along the journey with different experiences, and some people have the crypto mindset, some people don't, and it takes a certain level of self-responsibility. Jemmy here says, I came into Hex basically at the top. I knew nothing at the time. I bought ETH at the top, Bitcoin over 60K, but I kept DCA. My Bitcoin average buy is now under 40K. Down average our coins right now, but I'm not blaming anyone. And I mean, if you're still holding the stuff that you have and you dollar cost average down a little bit once we got the low in, either for the local low of the coins there or of Bitcoin overall, there's really good moves to be had. So I remember Jemmy kept DCing into Bitcoin heavy and Ethereum and the mains during the 2022 bear market and then going into 2023. So once we came out of that into the bull market, that Bitcoin bag really helps for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it's all about, a balanced portfolio, they may say.
Definitely. I mean, that's why we kind of made the switch, because in the 21 cycle, the strategy was correct, be in altcoins. Absolutely.
Yeah, 21 for sure.
They're also in 2024, once we passed a certain point in 2024, I wasn't even recommending people buying into Bitcoin anymore, really. I told people, if you're trying to maximize your portfolio, I would probably be heavier in Ethereum or Solana or other things, because basically you'll always end up being in profit if you buy Bitcoin under $52,000, which was correct. And there was multiple opportunities where something like Ethereum mega dropped, and you were able to buy it pretty cheap under $2,000. And then the shocking one was it dropped to $1,400 in 25. That was kind of very strange. But then within the same calendar year in 25, it re-pumped from $1,400, and a few months later we were back at $4,800 on that. Didn't break it. It should have, but
that was the
shitty part about it. But this cycle is looking a lot more like a 21 type cycle. Maybe it's not going to be as hardcore because they're just not money printing right now yet. And the interest rates aren't going down, but it looks like it's a much more ecosystem token and seasonal rotation cycle compared to the 25 cycle. So we were kind of speculating that it was going to be a new type of cycle or something more like a 17 type cycle, which is very concentrated. If you obviously I'm kind of fudging things here a little bit, because 2017, that cycle was the crypto market was very small. So it was very concentrated. So this was all the apps like Coinbase and Kraken and things like that. I don't even think Crypto.com just existed back then, and Binance barely existed. So it was very few centralized exchanges you could use safely. And the only things that were selling on them was the exchange starter pack, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash eventually, Ethereum Classic. And that's it for most of them for a good chunk of time. And eventually they added Dogecoin and they started adding more tokens. So by the end of 2017, they actually had a good myriad of tokens. But I doubt there was more than 100 tokens on Coinbase in 2017.
Oh, no. Yeah,
there wasn't. So it was very concentrated. And that was kind of what happened in 25, except for different reasons. It was the pump was very concentrated in BTC and in some majors like Solana. And then it went into meme coins, but you had to be very DeFi literate and kind of know how to jump into Phantom Wallet and and kind of jump around back and forth into these low cap meme coins, which is just all speculation. So there's always speculation in every cycle, but it was much more a concentrated play cycle basically, versus this time it's looking like it's a little more like 21, where it's like some ecosystems are going to do really well, and like something like a Solana had his entire ecosystem completely eviscerated in the bear market of 22. So the play, like, it was just mostly meme coins. Like, it was really just you made your money on Solana, Radium, and meme coins effectively. Even the top, besides, like, what was it, their DEX? Jupiter was the top DEX. It got airdropped, shitty airdrop, and then it didn't really perform at all, even though it had all the volume and all these things. You really didn't make much money if you bought into pump.fund token. That may change this time around, because they're starting not to sell so much of the token and they're buying it back. But those buybacks are kind of weird, because like they are buying back the token, but it just keeps dumping, or it doesn't pump. So that means like some people who gained a ton of the supply are selling it off equal to what their buybacks are. So it's an XRP chain link situation. So, we're just going off the information we have, but so far when you see like there's going to be an AI cycle, there's going to be a privacy cycle, there's going to be I'm kind of broadly saying DEX cycle. By DEX cycle, I mean Hyperliquid, Lighter, maybe Radium does really good. It's going to be things like decentralized finance sort of apps and dApps. I'm throwing even an Aave in there. I'm putting GameFi with like 3 asterisks. Depends on like how GTA kind of rolls this whole thing around.
Yeah.
And an asterisk on Ethereum, because if Ethereum does actually, it's starting to actually slightly have a little more
like motion against
Bitcoin. Yeah, slightly, just slightly, but that's what we need. And if it can keep that up for the cycle, that leads to every ecosystem doing extremely well, and that's very good for Solana. That's good for Base. That's good for Ethereum. Doing well is so good for every fucking token from Hex. It's good for everything. It is the fertilizer to everything. And this is why, like, I don't get, like, even Nansen is now flipped positive on Ethereum now, because it's maybe he's realized, like, yo, shit. I mean, if this thing doesn't do good, we all just kind of become more of a lackluster bull run.
Yep.
So that's what it is. So I'm super excited for this bull run. Like, I'm excited for all of them. We even made money in all the bull runs. I kind of wish we made more money in the 25 bull run.
Yeah.
But we still did well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think, one of the things that we've learned from that, in my opinion, is that you do need to trade more. Right.
I know, that's crazy. I know, it's like, whoa.
There are some people who, I mean, back in the day, before Wall Street was in the game, right? Buying and holding worked because we had concentrated everything in crypto. We had the Bitcoin OGs couldn't sell everything to the crypto exchanges. So in order to basically get out of Bitcoin, they're like, okay, well, we're going to throw it in ETH, and that pumps ETH up. Okay, cool. We can't, we're making money here. Let's what do you call it? Johnny Appleseed that into something else.
Right.
Like Solana, and then, swing that into a few altcoins, and boom, all of a sudden, you not only got your Bitcoin out of the ecosystem, but then you made money on like 4 different other altcoins, so much that now you have moonbags that you just hold the whole bear market, and you just take those profits, and, you're basically crypto rich, right? That's what the system we used to have was, kind of like a trickle down system to some extent in crypto. And that's what really led to even crazier speculation among all the altcoins, because even if some of those altcoins didn't get play, they got play from new retail that hadn't seen a pump yet. But in the last one, right, Ethereum not hitting a new all-time high really screwed everything up. And I mean, also, Richard Hart trying to buy the breakout, and then basically no stop loss.
Yeah. At least he bought spot.
Yeah, at least he bought spot, which is good. It means he can still hold it through the whole system, basically throughout the long period of time. I mean, he's smart that he knows Ethereum will hit a new all-time high at some point. But yeah, it's not exactly what we wanted, but it just shows that, if you do swing trade, especially like Ethereum as an example, if you just held Ethereum the whole time, I mean, ramen noodles and toilet paper probably outpaced you, right?
Yeah,
but
literally, isn't it? I saw that. That's so crazy. That's real.
We got that in the memes today too. But what do you call it? If you just bought a few lows, sold a few highs, kind of didn't pedestalize, I guess you could say, the crypto, coins as much. Basically, be more. You could be. It's good to be quick on the trigger to some extent to sell when you are in good profit. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff here today. And I just, I just wanted to take a few people's different comments in the chat because a lot of people have, a variety of experiences, and I think a variety of levels of responsibility. Our good CMC alumni Tony O says the only time I really lost money with the crypto mindset course was when I thought I knew better and cut corners or straight up didn't listen. But even then I was fine because I didn't put in more than I was willing to lose.
Oh yeah, Tony.
Yeah, it's the right mindset, man.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people kind of tell us that, and kind of in private or like or publicly in like the Citadel or in one of the crypto mindset courses, being like, yeah, I got a little cute with it, but I got it back together, and then I'm not that down really. So like,
yeah, and I got into the next course and paid attention to the right opportunities, didn't overreach and made some money. So the last crypto mindset course that we had for Q2, we played everything perfectly with the 60-day cycle. We basically bought our coins while Bitcoin was under 68K. We sold while Bitcoin was between 78 to 82K, which wasn't a huge move on Bitcoin, but it's a good move for some altcoins during that period. BVV did a 3x from $6 to $18, actually 20 during that time. So yeah, there's going to be more. There's definitely a lot more plays now going into the Q3 course here in August, which is why we're positioning it here. And then we have JR USMC saying, you both keep grinding and doing good work on educating the new retail. The industry needs more guys like you. I mean, I 100% agree. We do need actual, I don't know what you want to call us exactly, but like
educators or
introductory, like bring in, some basically people who know crypto like you, who've been in here a while, that understand the depths of stuff that we're saying, while at the same, basically being able to talk to both advanced people and beginners at the same time and not lose them. Like there's not a lot of people with that skill. We've kind of developed that over 20 plus crypto mindset courses and almost 1,000 videos here on not YouTube, Rumble, and a mixture thereof, whatever it takes, basically. Right?
It's like an acquired skill. It's like we've actually had a lot of people who've had it's mostly, this is something that mostly we were getting in 21 a little bit, and very, very little bit in 24 and 25. I keep calling it the 24 cycle, sorry, the 25 cycle. That guys would come to us, they're like starting up some sort of group, or they're like doing their own version of crypto content. And we've tried to give them some guidelines, like, hey, be careful. Like one thing is, like, as an example, like if I were to move my hand like this, like let's say I was trying to do the wave, right? That's exactly kind of how it goes. If you say one thing, the guys who are paying attention the most catch it.
Yeah.
And then you end up having, like 3 weeks later, hey, is that still a play? What are you talking about? I fucking sold it already.
Yep.
And sometimes it's like you have to sort of learn, like, maybe like that's not the smartest thing to say, or you only say it to your select guys who are like the guys paying attention, sort of thing, because like sometimes people's entire channels are all about really fast plays, and a lot of people they believe that they're like I've set my whole thing up so I can play in fast things and trading and all that stuff. And in reality, they're really more of a buy and hold investor, really. And then they get kind of burned and stuff. And it's just, but that's also the consumer sort of lying to themselves as well a little bit. Because sometimes maybe you do have 2 weeks, that 1 month to like do all this fast stuff. And then you're like, but then he gets busy again. And then he watches a video and then he's like, oh, I'm going to jump into this one. And then he gets busy and then he's like, oh shit.
Yep.
And that's what happens and stuff. And it's just, you have to be for real. Or maybe you only dabble during that time where you can trade because like you actually have that free time for that time. And then when you don't, you like, no, I'm just going to stick to like, sometimes
it's okay to be like, oh shit. Like, okay, I knew what I was doing during that month of the course or whatever. But now, like you said, I got busy or something and I don't really know what's going on. The portfolio is fluctuating. Pull the cord, just sell into stable coins.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's not the worst thing in the world. Are you going to miss some action? Sure. Are you going to, lose maybe a little bit of money that compared to what you could have had if you were paying attention?
Right.
Probably, but it's better than, bag holding the whole bag down 90%. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck this shit now. Right. So yeah, like, even like, it's kind of like, the emergency, like parachute or whatever you want to call it. Like the ripcord is just like, yeah, if you kind of feel overwhelmed at some point, you don't really know what's going on with your portfolio. It's like never a bad thing to actually just sell out. but I would recommend paying attention more, and that's why we do the crypto mindset course.
I think because even our groups were kind of in disbelief from 21 into like the
25.
into 25 cycle, especially during like the mega course. I think people did pay attention in that course and a couple other ones, but like they were expecting us to like transition the portfolio over to like a 21 type portfolio when we were like, no, you have to have half your money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and it was not sexy.
Yep.
But it gets sexy later. You know, it's that slow. That's why we have that webinar, that fast and slow money portfolio. One on, I believe it's on the 14th of August, and it's this whole thing where like you just have to have that rudder and you have to have that anchor in the portfolio there that can basically save you from like, okay, I made a couple missteps here, but I haven't. It's almost in a way like kind of like a portfolio version of our compartmentalization of our wallets in a way. We're like, oh crap, wallet 3 got sunk, but I still have 4, 2, 1 and the main like Trezor wallet. I'm okay. And then I just shape back up, rebalance things, and then we're good. And then you'll like the cool thing is in crypto, there's so many opportunities. If you miss a meme coin, you can always get a hit another one. Yeah, you might miss that one meme coin that really did a lot, but you can still make a lot of like. There's a lot of money. You don't need to be
chasing meme.
Yeah, you don't need chasing meme coins, but like I almost want to put it like if you're in a meme coin, if you're in a meme coin that's sub 100 million market cap, you've got to treat it like you're openly shorting or longing. So you got to be watching it.
Yes.
That's the whole thing there too. You know, like that people don't sort of get like
because you're basically putting leverage by going into a meme coin. You're basically putting extra leverage. Your leverage, because you know when you go to a actual leverage exchange, you're just taking your Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you're saying, "Hey, 2, 3, 4x this, or let me borrow some more." So that way, if it does go the direction I believe, I make more money. But if it goes against me, then I owe the exchange that money, right? It's similar in the sense that the amount of volatility you're putting your Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana into. By going into an ecosystem token, especially if it's a meme coin, is usually so much that it might as well be on 10 times leverage or 100 times leverage because that's how fucking wild those things move sometimes, you know. So
and it does move fast. It's fast money. It's fast money, but fast money crashes really fast. But it also pumps really fast. I mean, like I made like a 20x on a token about chicken nuggets. Like I'm not even joking around. That's like sounds like fucking tendies. But like that's just how it is. But yeah, but you know, we also like been around long enough that like we were in the 17, so we learned how to hodl from the 17 cycle.
Yeah, because buying and holding, that was the beauty of 2017. Buying and holding actually worked as long as you got out before January of 2018.
I mean, buying and holding always works as long as it's the right asset. But like the 2017 cycle, you were like instant gratification because you were given profits right away.
Most of the time.
Yeah,
within a couple months.
But like it was incredible. Like I know you jumped in and it kind of went down at the beginning, but then you blink back and you're like, holy crap, it's $400.
It was like no time at all. It was beautiful.
It was incredible. Yeah.
And 21 felt very similar.
Yeah.
But it did have a few bigger drawdowns. And then the last cycle was just slow.
Yeah.
Right. And so
19 was a little boring. 2019 was a bit
boring.
No,
2019 was very boring because you only had about half of a year of a bull market and then you half of a year of like kind of a mini bear market.
Yeah, a recovery actually. Yeah, because we like we bottomed out in February, right?
We bottomed out in January, February, and then we pumped up into May, and then we broke down into the COVID low, which was March the next year. So yeah, that was a longer one, but the trades that I made on that 2019 move going into the summer, basically, what do you call it? Solidified the bags from 2017 and 18. Then also gave me enough W's to be able to, if I wanted to live off of that money for 5 years as I cultivate crypto to build the business. Luckily, we didn't need to use all of it over 5 years, right? But use some of it. And trading in 2019 is what basically allowed me to start the channel, start the business. I was living on crypto trading. Now, the thing that sucked about that is, right, then you're kind of treading water a little bit because as it gains, you spend some and stuff like that. So that's not the most fun way to do it. I don't always recommend that, but can we do that, basically survive and wait until the really good part of the cycle, which was a year later from that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I do think, I don't recommend people do that, but what do you call it? I think, with the information we provide in the Crypto Mindset course, especially I think for the CC Algo Swing Trade webinar, we're going to provide enough information for you guys to be able to do stuff like that, to gain skills like that. I'll actually go through kind of how I did that in 2019 when we go into that webinar.
Right.
And then how that type of strategy, to be honest, if I would have done that in 25 probably would have been a bit of a better year, because you did have a lot of volatility on Ethereum, stuff like that. But we'll get into that more. I just wanted to go through a few of these chats because it is good to see people's different experiences here. And Dugan says, bros, first cycle for me, think we can do as well as you've done in previous cycles, even though conditions have totally changed. I know you have to play things different now. Yes. So this is where the multi-layered strategy that we have in the Crypto Mindset course will give you the opportunity to do so. So we're going to talk about, like Miguel said, fast money versus slow money, the moonshots and how to play those, and all the best practices and worst practices to avoid.
Absolutely.
Best practices to do, worst practices to avoid. We'll go through it all now. Kind of like Tony O said there earlier, you have to, if you really lock in and you focus during this Q3 course, you will set yourself up for a very good strategy, I think, over the next 4 years. And then this is why we have the Crypto Mindset 3 to 4 times a year, so that you can come back in once or twice a year, fine tune the strategy. Am I on the right path? If you're like, I don't have time for that, get a consultation with Charlie or Miguel or both of us. That definitely helps. But yeah, just kind of you're planting seeds, you're sowing seeds into the harvest and everything, and then don't forget to make sure you put some bug spray on there, and then don't forget to harvest and take profits. Let's see.
Wow, some big moves are being done on PulseChain right now. My God.
Which one is now?
Someone just swapped like $50,000 worth of PulseChain into ETH right now.
Oh, interesting.
They bought like 40 million ETH.
Nice.
Not bad, man.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Gabadia says here, does this mean I need to add Hex back into the item to purchase when we hit the bottom? Because I haven't really added to my bags in years. So what do you think about the difference between EHEX and PHEX going into the next cycle? For me personally, the stuff that I like in the Richard Hart ecosystem is PulseChain, PulseX, PTGC. And then if I'm going to go with a Hex personally, I'd prefer EHEX. And then, you can play around with a few fun tokens here and there. B-Roots always has something going on that's funny. Sami's always got a pump and dump going at some point. For him. Some there's different characters with different tastes, right? But then yeah, a lot of those are not long term.
Yeah, I'm still right now in the same kind of ratio. I like a 70 if for every like $100 I invest into Hex as an example, it's 70 cents of or $70 of that 100 goes into PHEX, $30 goes into EHEX. Obviously, right now, I think EHEX is out pumping PHEX, but it's because EHEX was just so oversold and so down comparatively to PHEX, basically. But they're all doing really, really well. I don't know if I can share my screen real quick, just to show it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
1 second here. It is hot as hell over here, you guys. Fuck,
oh yeah, Vegas.
It's cool in here, but man,
yeah, it's like 110 on the daily and bright as fuck.
Yeah, I've actually ordered this samurai helmet, like baseball cap, to like when I get out of my car, bro, so I just don't get like destroyed by the sun. I'm literally getting like sunburned.
Just get one of those Vietnamese rice paddy hats.
I have that giant Mexican hat too.
Giant Mexican sombrero.
So this is actually something interesting that happened. I think today actually. EHEX was not in the top 1 to 200.
Okay.
Right here. It just got into it right now.
Nice.
Which is hella funny. So obviously we've got Hex here, PulseChain, PulseX and stuff. So we look at PulseX, like Charlie said, that's something to really watch. It's about over the month, it's up about 80%.
Yeah.
From its
very,
low.
very nice.
Very nice.
And like when it first made the move, a lot of the gains had been given back very quick, but then it regained that, which that's the information that I needed to see to be like, okay, there's something happening here.
Right.
It's worth paying attention to. Absolutely. It might not be the exact bottom, but if we get far enough off of it, absolutely could be it, and then it goes into accumulation phase. I can see that for sure.
Right. But right now, PulseX is roughly about $8,000 per billion. Because so the like just like Hex is usually like your bags are you know how you have one BTC or you got like 10 Ethereum or 100 Solana, right? Like those are the unit biases. The unit biases for PulseChain is like PulseX is $1 billion, PulseChain's $1 billion. The hexes are tracked in millions. So you have 1 million hex. Like that's how they're tracked, right? Just for you guys to know. So when I say these prices, one way to really see like all these zeros, just look at this. That's $8,180. So when it gets over here, then if it's a 1 right here, then it'd be like 118, or it'd be like $18,000 if it had a 1 right there. So now PulseChain for $1 billion is about $9,450. So not bad, right? EHEX right now, if prices are different here, but this is basically $1,100 per million right now, and it's up about 163%. So it's up quite a good amount of X's and stuff. So at one point, this was $400 per million.
Nice.
Maybe $300 per million. So that's pretty good. PHEX is currently about $2,700 per million right now. And that's up about, not bad. It's up about a 2.2x from the bottom. So it's done very well. That means at one point, this was about like $900 to $1,000 per million. So, hey, good days, you know. My bags are up nice. Very good. People ask me, Miguel, do you still hold PulseChain? Do you still hold Hex? Like, yes, I never sold it.
Yeah.
I still have Hex stakes coming out. I collect them and stuff. I haven't dumped my Hex down here at the lows. That's crazy. I know.
Yeah. For me, I was just like, when I was like, these bags don't exist in my head. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, forget about it. Like, forget about it at some point in the bear market. Who gives a fuck, right? It is what it is. And then, you know, once we see some motion in the ocean like this, okay, buy a little here, buy a little there. That's been my strategy, basically, for this next bull run with PulseChain, because we accumulated plenty. We accumulated quite a bit, actually.
And it's still cheap now. It's still cheap now.
Oh, it's not even it's not even off the bottom barely yet. Like people looking at like within like a week and being, oh, I missed it. Bro.
Oh, you didn't miss nothing.
Bro. Yeah. So we'll take a look at the charts here in a minute, but we do have Sunlight here saying the bottom might have already happened. It's very possible. We'll talk about that possibility.
Can I share
today.
one?
Yeah, keep sharing on that, because I want to see all that data too.
So just to show you how expensive all this was at one point, just to tell you, PulseChain, right? So right now it's $9,400 per $1 billion PulseChain. At the top, it was $340,000 per billion. $340,000 per billion. Damn. PulseX didn't go as high, but it was just a measly $140,000 per billion. So it's up a good chunk today, right? So at one point, this was about $5,000 per billion. If it can get just even to that, it's a good amount of egg. Hey, you know, I'm willing to make that shot. Hex, obviously, Hex never, PHEX never really went that high because it was kind of born during the bear market. Its price did okay, but it never really did anything like I would like tell you like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. EHEX is the original Hex. This right now, oh my God, I couldn't. So, okay. Right now it's $1,100 for 1 million EHEX. If it were if it went back to all-time highs. If this went back to all-time highs, every million EHEX would be worth $560,000. So about $500,000 per million. That's how high. There's a reason we were like the Hexicans it's a hex flex. That there's music videos being made. Miami clubs, Mr. Jones. You know, it was fun times. So if you actually in the 21 cycle, if you bought the bottom on Hex, every dollar that you bought the bottom on Hex every $1 turned to $10,000. It was
it's not even, it's 100% real.
100% real.
Yeah.
The only other coin that outpumped Hex in the 21 cycle was Shiba Inu. That was the only one in terms of percentages. But you had much more of a chance to have bought Hex than you did in Shiba Inu, basically.
Oh yeah.
So very cool. Now, obviously, this cycle, it would be nice to get us like to get it. So people either do the math this way. They do it kind of like either a combined hex price, or they're just tracking this one, and then this will be at a ratio lower, basically.
Okay.
But basically, if we could get, I think 3 to 10 cents is like possibility, actually, if we can actually get that. And that would put us at roughly a 30,000 to 100,000 per million. That's pretty good. But because there's more token supply over time, now it's getting rarer, and a lot of it's getting staked out, and the inflation on hex and eHex is zero almost. I mean, really, you're not getting much from staking anymore. You do still get the rewards of people emergency unstake, so that's still those dividends are real there. So that's a lot of the yield really now. But yeah, if this were to get, you know, in the cent categories, it just becomes a lot of money.
Yeah,
it becomes a lot of money. And a sack rate for PulseChain, just to put it in dollar terms, would be about 100,000 per billion. Same thing for PulseX. So, but PulseX has become a lot rarer. The buy and burn, the tokenomics, because before the ratio to PulseX to PulseChain used to be somewhere like 6 to 1. So for every billion PulseChain, you could have bought 6 billion PulseX, and then eventually the ratio kind of got to a point of about 3 to 1. That was kind of the historical average for a long period of time, until eventually it's kind of gone to the point now where like the price difference between these two is, this is 9,000, this is 8,000. So the ratio is like they're almost parallel now. That's the buy and burn. It's very powerful. So every transaction that gets done on V1, V2, or anything, the fees that the exchange generates buy the tokens and gets rid of the supply, basically. So PulseX has gotten very scarce over time. There's still the people still have billions of it, but it's starting to, you know, over this next run, it's even going to have less supply.
Yeah, and that's why PulseX is my favorite there, because that burn is just, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So the longer it exists, the more it just becomes more scarce, which is nice. So this ecosystem does have good tokenomics. I mean, but the only thing we've ever, like, I have really like criticized is like, in reality, we probably should have all the tokenomics for PulseX should have been in PulseChain, and there never should have been 2 hexes.
Yes.
This is kind of the problem that's happened with and this is a person, look, I'm literally been around. I'm like one of the first 4 YouTubers for Hex. Been around I was around the whole ecosystem even before the Hex even existed, back in even 2017, back in the Stripe chats. Literally as OG as you can get in Hex. Like, I've been around for all of it, for PulseChain and everything around it. So I know this ecosystem really well. They suffered something like you're starting to see this a little bit with Cardano and Midnight, where like it was done for a good reason to create Midnight. But now people are like, I only have the same amount of dollars. Do I buy Cardano or do I buy Midnight? Okay, well, you know what? I like both. I'll put money in both. But now you're splitting the DCAs. And that splitting of DCAs kind of ends up having a kind of a lesser pump for both.
Yeah. Unless
something major happens, basically, right? So it would have been, what it should have happened is like Hex should have existed on Ethereum still, because the reason that there's the P Hex is it's immutable. So the contract's locked. Richard couldn't change it if he wanted to. It's locked. So what should have happened is we should have just copied the system state over to P Hex, and you would have been able to turn your E Hex into P Hex by bridging it. And then you would have just staked over here, and the stakes would have been cheaper to stake, and you wouldn't have been affected by gas fees over here, but the count would have been the same. So there would have been no printing of extra coins. So it would have been basically the same supply, is just it actually would have caused an interesting thing. When the fees are high, no new supply was getting generated for most people. So then people would stake over here on the PulseChain side, and that should have what happened. So we should have had 2 tokens. We should have had like a PulseX PulseChain fusion of tokenomics and 1 hex price. Much better. I think we would have had a much better 2023.
Yeah, I think the problem was looking too much at what have other ecosystems done and not being able to tweak that, right? Because when they saw the ecosystems, they're like, well, there's the layer 1 coin, and then there's the exchange coin. And then there was what was the argument back then? Like, there's never been an exchange coin that's ran like crazy or something. So PulseX is doomed. Like, just all the different narratives people were thinking of at the time were kind of wild. So I would just say it is its own beast, and you're absolutely right on that. But you've offended the Hex Maxis, Miguel.
It's okay. I'm more senior to all of you.
You don't sound convinced, but
You don't
no, you
rank-
got to be critical of.
I'm an old timer. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly right.
Like I went over the trenches in fucking World War One. God damn it.
But the one thing with the Hex guys is like there's a difference between being constructively critical and being a fudder of the chain and stuff like that.
I love this ecosystem.
Be realistic.
I really do love this ecosystem. I really do, and it was the friend. I made a lot of great friends and a lot of good people. I know so many people. I really do care for the
meetups have been the meetups from the PulseChain events have been awesome. Everybody's been pretty cool. So
yeah. Look, the reason is because it's split. It's split. So we have a situation where we have Cardano Midnight with the two, and you have competition, and you also had a lot of really retarded hexagons. I mean, I can call them retards. They are retard. Quite a lot of them that started this E-Hex P-Hex war, which should have happened. What we should have had is like more kumbaya and had them. We should have had them basically within a almost like an E-Hex P-Hex, almost like a PulseChain PulseX, where like the prices are almost the same, a small variance, right? But instead they're like, as soon as this launches, I'm dumping all my E-Hex into PulseChain and then doing this and that, and then it caused this whole, and then on top of that, they started this whole stakings for retards. Last cycle, I didn't stake it. I was telling people, and I wasn't doing this, but like other hexagons were doing this. I don't know how they did this with a clear conscience. I mean, it kind of like it made me look. There's a reason I don't talk to some of these faggots anymore. I mean, they're fucking faggots. They like taking cock in the ass.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, but they were openly doing stream after stream after stream. You guys got to stake all your hex, and I was one of the few guys out here saying, hey, don't stake all your hex. I mean, like, let's have some liquid hex and make some stakes and stuff, but like don't like have something to sell, right?
Yeah,
and, like,
I remember,
and they're like, Miguel, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, Miguel, because Wales only said stake all of it until 2035. If you don't take it all until 2035, you're a fucking pussy, Miguel.
Right.
That's what I heard.
And they started this whole thing where like, and this was like dancing on the grave shit. This happened in 23 and 24 and into 25, where a lot of these hexagons were like laughing is like, I can't believe, like, I never staked any of my hex when there's like videos of them saying like, I staked all my hex, I did all these things. I never staked it. I kept it all liquid. And like, you guys are retarded for staking. You guys, they made fun of every hexagon for staking, and now no one stakes. And now they created like 100x of competition. Now no one's staking. And then Richard then nuked the stake yield on top of that. So now they thought they were god traders, and now they're getting fucked because they have fucking 10 times the amount of competition now. And now they found out they're not that good.
Yeah, they went from this
all sold. Oh man. Woo!
Right. To this.
Missing.
But you cried.
There were tears that ran down my face, but I did not cry.
I mean, that's crying.
I would disagree.
That was kind of the life cycle Miguel was describing there. Just had to put it in a form. And yeah, I'll grab a Celsius too.
Yeah, and like, yeah, give me that one. Yeah, sure. Celsius time. But you know, like, but I've always tried to be honest. Like, I've literally, like, I will tell you exactly what I did. Like, I was very honest about when like Hex was created. So like a good hexagon staked. So all the hex. So there was something called the basically big payday, and essentially the IPO cycle for it, which was almost about a year long. And every day I deposited a small amount of Ethereum, between 1 Ethereum to like half an Ethereum to a tenth of an Ethereum every day in the daily generator for Hex. And I took my tokens, I kind of stacked them up for a day or two, and then I staked it out, and I staked my Hex between 1 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And I literally didn't have any liquid Hex until about my birthday in April. So I did this plan where I took about 25% of all the Hex I had, and I made sure it kind of came out between my birthday. So I had no Hex in 2020 or 2019, other than when I just got it in 2019. I'm sorry. And I staked it out. And basically I had Hex coming out from April until, I would say, probably like April. So for 1 year, I kind of like put 25% of all my Hex to come out in that 1 year. So I got get the big payday. I got like some yield. And then after that, the rest of my Hex, I just evenly spaced it out from that from 2022 out 10 years. And that's what I did. But I said this on so many, I mean, there's so many fucking streams where I said this.
Yeah.
And I said that because I wanted some hex during the bull run, because I knew like 21 was going to be the bull run.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's people that are like I would sometimes be on streams and be like, stake it all 555. I was like, yeah, but like, don't you need some for like this bull run? Like, that's all I was like, all right. And
I'm
I'm
not until 2030.
Now,
delayed gratification.
Now, I did later on buy some hex and then did do some 11 to 15 year stakes. I definitely did. And when I would have a stake, this is in 22 and 23, I would have hex stakes come out. I would take my principal, put it in my pocket, take the interest, and I'd stake it out. Sometimes I'd put it just depends on how much it was. And then I would go out and look where like on there's like apps where you can look at like your ladders or your hex stakes coming out. And I would look like, all right, it's a little empty right here 7 years from now. Let me put some right here. Or I go like, you know what? Like, let me go out to like 12 years from now. And because like 3 years had passed. So like my 15-year stakes were like, I would have nothing for year 16 or 17. So like that's what I did. And I literally have done that and pretty much have continued to do that. I sometimes would take it and be like, all right, you know what? This hex here, I'm going to sell it for an Ethereum. Or like, you know what, I'm going to use this just to build up my liquid bags. And I was very honest about this and stuff. And like, I was one of the first guys to talk about hex ladders and CD ladders and stuff. Even Richard was like, oh, dude, that's a great idea. Yeah. I was like, because even Richard didn't really know. Like, you could stake some out here. So I'd say, why don't we just copy the CD ladder? This is something that's used in financial planning. So I was like, how about like a 5-year, 10-year CD ladder where you have your coins kind of coming out and you have a perpetual. You can just perpetually like you stake out your money from 1 to 5, and then you take your interest, keep it in your pocket, put the principal out to 6 year, and then eventually what happens when you get to year 5, every stake is a 5-year stake. Or you can even do a 10-year version where like, which is what I'm doing, is that I'm maximizing all the staking rewards. And then on year 10, every stake that comes out for me from year 11, 12, 13 are all 10, 10s, 10s, 10, 10. All, no fives, all 10s, baby.
I think that's what they call the max autism ladder.
Yes, max autism ladder. Well, hey, I guess it is. I guess it is. But I did this, but I still had like liquid hex in liquid, and like that was kind of like, but that's what happens later on. I mean, this is why like even on Luna, like this is why I knew this psychology so well, because I saw it firsthand in hex. You see a coin, you see an ecosystem make a ton of people rich, or middle class or upper middle class for the first time, and you see them going crazy on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff. And I'm YouTubing with a lot of people, and most people were cool. Like I'm not saying that there just was a couple bad eggs, right? But mostly everyone was fucking awesome. And I just saw okay, how are they acting? Got it. And then I started noticing, this is how me and Charlie were able to figure out with Luna that it was getting hot, because I would see like very, very like close, like tie wearing, dorky, pocket protecting Asians starting to fucking wear Versace.
You get 20%
crazy glasses,
20% yield on your stable coins, Miguel. Nothing can go wrong here.
Like brainiac Asian guys, and they all start acting like, I'm a lunatic, I'm a terrorist, and actually being serious about that.
And women who got the CMC for free still complaining about it when we told them to sell Luna above $100, because they said, no, Miguel and Charlie, we get 20% on this every single year. I'm going to hold this all those stables, and then it's going to go to $200. You just see, I'm like, that's $115 right now. You might want to take some profits, but what do I know? And it is kind of like what Art Suave is saying here, what you kind of said earlier, right? There's a lot of people who get lucky that they got into the crypto mindset course during that time. They heard about it. They bought some really good prices that we told them to. And then when we told them to sell, it's like they drank the Kool-Aid so deep that it's just like they can't even listen to the people who originally got them into the rodeo in the first place, right? And he says overestimated their intelligence. Green candles make people smirk.
That is a really real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It affects everybody. It affects even me too. Like, man, I'm just hitting, man. Like, God damn, dude, your boy don't. Hey, well, I mean, I'm kind of not, but like, give me enough time. I'm always correct.
I'm always eventually right.
Eventually, data will come out that'll prove that I actually was correct.
Miguel, please don't short.
I mean,
because eventually you'll be right.
Oh my god! And also,
no more Magic Conch.
because me and Charlie saw Luna going crazy. We also started to sell our Solana bags, and we sold Celsius, and we started to like, okay, this shit, the dorky side of crypto Twitter is getting like we're a crypto outcast in the Hex community, right? So like we're used to this, but like the mainstream coins and like the dorky coins and like these guys are starting to get a little like crazy on. They're starting to like smoke the pipe a little too much. That like. People were like giving a shit because like you're telling us to sell Solana. Like I think I sold my Solana at like 180 or something, or like 200. I think you sold it at like $20 higher than me. But I was like, let's get out. I'm getting out of this. And then Charlie said, let me get out of Luna. Let me get out of Solana now. And people are like, you guys are fucking crazy. You see, it kept going higher, and then
for like a week it kept going higher.
Yeah,
we're like, okay, bros. You know, but
all this is on YouTube, by the way, too. Yeah, all this is on YouTube.
Yeah,
by the way.
And if I get my YouTube channel back, knocking on wood.
Yeah.
Actually, let's ask the Magic 8 Ball. Fuck this shit. I'm done with this shit. Let's find out. Magic 8 Ball.
Oh fuck.
Will I get the Cultivate Crypto YouTube channel back in the month of August?
What?
Don't count on it. Okay.
You keep playing with that monkey paw, Charlie.
Let's try one more time. Magic 8 Ball. Will we get the Cultivate Crypto YouTube channel back within 2026? It is. Yeah.
You have to re-roll probably.
No, it's the yes, it is certain one because I see the certain at the very bottom. Of just it is certain. There we go. Boom. Had to keep that original there. So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
But no, if you go back to if we get it back, right? There's definitely some good history on that too.
Yeah.
That we have on that channel, but we shall see.
Yeah, I'm not asking the Magic Conch shit, man. That's the monkey paw, bro. The Magic Conch, evil things have happened with the conch, bro. I threw that shit away.
At this point in the bear market, you just gotta.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just this is like this. I saw it firsthand. I saw a small community grow into a very large community through hard work and YouTubing and believing and onboarding one person at a time. I saw this. I mean, I've literally never seen it in any other community outside of maybe like Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think, are the only other ones I could think of that I saw. But Ethereum one was very weird because like you just didn't see the discussion very much. But like with BTC, you really saw it. There was like the grassroots and the tubing and stuff. But like it was pretty magical, and it was like and this is why even all this. Look at the price performance, how bad it is. You saw EHEX went from 56 cents to $500,000 per. That was the top though, but like $500,000 per million. To at some point it was like $400 or $600 per million, and the community is like 70% intact still,
which is what that's
insane.
You gotta hand it to them.
Yeah. Yep. So I want this community to succeed. Same thing when I saw the XRP community, they suffered for so long that I was people thought I was like, this is bullshit. No, I was fucking happy. I was happy for people in XRP. Like I want you think I want people to suffer in crypto? I get joy when I see if XRP goes to $15 or $20. I'm fucking happy because those people deserve it. Because the true believers, like the extra liquidity for Brad Garlinghouse and Jeb McCaleb, they finally win. Finally. Fuck, man. I want them to it's not fun. Like I mean, obviously people get into a fucking straight up Ponzi, like literally like a BitConnect. Like, yeah, come on. You knew dudes, like stop, right? Or like
but Javon told me it was okay, Miguel.
Yeah.
He's still around even.
I know.
You gotta hand it to Javon for still being around. Like, man, he's gone through it, but he kind of brought it on himself.
He brought it on himself. But also, like, I'm giving him a lot of rope here, but also when you're new, you don't know any better in the space. So like I believe that was true. But
to some extent,
he knew. He knew a bit, yeah, of course, but like it is what it is, man. But at the same time, everyone was saying fucking Bitcoin was going to 30,000 back then on Twitter. That was the prevailing like consensus.
And then did it? Yes. Did it that cycle?
No. Oh, okay.
Not that cycle.
Not that cycle. Yeah.
A lot of the times when people have like high targets for Bitcoin, it's usually one cycle later than what they've imagined is usually when it happens, right? So when everybody was going for 100K Bitcoin, laser eyes. Didn't happen in 21, but it did happen in 24, 25, right? it'll be interesting to see what the rally cry is for this next cycle. But
right.
I always get his name wrong, but Trukowski says,
"Wow, I wouldn't even attempt that."
Yeah, I just do the very end, like Trukowski or something like that.
Kowalski.
Right? Something like that, right? It's like the Lebowski. So why is it so hard to get the channel back when you haven't done anything bad? Because YouTube is fucking gay. I'll just say that on the record.
Yeah,
but anyway.
And it wasn't even really YouTube. It's just they fell for something.
Yeah, I mean, it's their auto system, and once their auto system triggers, then it's like moving heaven and earth, basically, to get something on the back end changed, because somebody or multiple people have to put their neck on the line and basically go and then undo what the system did. So we're working on it. But let's see here.
There are negatives to AI automation.
Yeah, exactly. But I did want to show some of the charts here. So looking at the structure as let's say as a bottom. So let's pull up the charts here for PulseChain, PulseX, PX, all the stuff, right? So my favorite is PulseX. I think
that chart doesn't even look that bad.
To be honest,
yeah,
I've seen worse.
That's not saying much, Charlie.
How dare you?
I've actually seen much worse. I mean, yeah, but the one thing with this one is it hasn't, it once it gets above this,
yeah,
then that's when it'll be, like,
praise the Lord. Bro, if we get back to that, bro, I'm like, gosh, damn, Charlie, oh my God,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
40 years in the fucking desert, bro.
That's not even that bad. That's a 1,600% increase, which is about a 17x, basically a 20x gets us there. But that has to happen ecosystem-wide. And like you said before, the non-concentration within the ecosystem is the tough part for that. So I'm not going to be like, just waiting for that, right?
Right.
But we have the CC algo, and the CC algo for the people who are in the crypto mindset course for this quarter are getting the buy sell signals on PulseChain, PulseX, PX, all this jazz, right? And if you read charts at all, right, you could probably see that there is a solid local bottom here. How many buy signals there are here and what they are exactly at what time frames and stuff, I'll keep that in the crypto mindset course. But suffice it to say, a lot of crypto is still on a sell, and PulseX here has shifted its narrative enough by this pump over the last 1 week that you could say it is on a buy signal at some level, right? I'm not going to go into the details of that. But if we zoom in here, just looking at this structure of a bottom, the first thing I want to look at is just this part here, right? Like what makes a simple bottom. Ignore all previous price history and baggage, and how much you love or hate the chain or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? What matters is what is the price action here? How much has it done? How much could it give back? What does the price movement here actually mean? So if you were ignoring basically this is the weekly chart until July 6th. If you just ignore everything after July 6th, the most recent pump, and you just look at this localized area of the chart, down only, right? So no shift in trend here whatsoever until you get this last 3 weeks of pump. And the thing where I was like, oh yeah, whatever, was the week here of July 13th. So it did pump up here all the way up to 5 zeros and a 9 on PulseX, and then it dumped all that back. And I'm like, typical PulseChain, right? Typical PulseX. The whales sell it off, it goes lower. But the last 2 weeks, it has not gone lower. So that's for me, this was the disbelief phase because a lot of the whales took profits. But the fact that it's basically come back into all of that is a very good sign. So in terms of just this local bottom, it's right about the bottom of the candles here, the top of these two candles here. If you put a nice little area right there, that's the area that you want to see multiple weeks above. And if you can do that, then this becomes a solid area to try to hold a support in the future.
Right.
And so let's say, for example, we come up and we hold this area just under 5 zeros and a 1, or sorry, it'd be 4 zeros and a 1, but it's 5 zeros and a 9.5. So let's say we hold this area into middle of August, something like that, right? How much would PulseX have to go back down to make a new low? And let's just maybe do from the top of that candle here to the low. It has to be about a 60% decline. Now let's go one time frame higher to the monthly. And let's see over several months, how many months in a row of red have we had? What are some of the biggest drops we've had in PulseX history? So this dump here was an 80% dump over 3 months. This dump here, I'm going from the bodies of the candle, 73% dump over about 3-4 months. Now, this was the brutal one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months. 11 months of straight red on PulseX. Yes, that's a bear market. That is brutality on the charts. That was a 90% drop. So you get significant drops over several months. Let's take this 3-month chunk here because it was a pretty good drop. That was about 54%. And then let's take this next one here, this next ride, and that was about 59%. So being only 58% off the bottom is not enough to solidify the bottom. But it is a good start.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's enough cushion there to be like, okay, how much, because we have how many months until the end of a bear market for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's going to rule the whole market essentially, right? You have August, September, October.
Right.
If you're really lucky, maybe November. But maybe right in at past midterms, you get a new, 52K Bitcoin lower, 49K or something like that, right? But we have 3 or 4 months. Maybe the low is already in for Bitcoin too. It's possible. It's the less likely scenario. But
no, I need $30,000, Charlie. $30,000 Bitcoin. Yeah.
Just as everybody needed $12,000 Bitcoin back in the last bear market, right? And we never hit it. But the one thing I'll say here, just on the monthly PulseX chart to watch out for, is so look at these lows here from the first drop that it had. That's also coming into this area of resistance right here. So that area is going to be where you have the flip essentially. So you're probably going to come up into this area, get a lot of resistance, maybe come down a little bit. If you don't hit a new low and you hold up until Bitcoin finds its 4-year cycle low, then eventually it will break through that. The faster it breaks through it and gets up to this level here, which would be 4 zeros and a 1.7, the faster it can get up into that area, the better I think of a bull run that it can have essentially. So this month is a really good move for it. The other thing that's bullish about this is if you zoom in here, this monthly candle has basically taken back, because we have a day or so until the daily until the monthly close. It's a bullish engulfing candle in the sense that it has engulfed the last 1, 2, 3, 4 months in a row of red. So all the last 4 months of losses basically have been made up within a month. That's pretty bullish. So not 100% guaranteed that this is the bottom for PulseX, but there's a good chance that it could be. So we'll just see over the next probably about 4 months how it reacts with the macro of crypto. And the better it holds up into this area, the more likely that is to be the low. So it's a good, long story short, what do you take from that though? I think that we're in the start of good accumulation. So if you're like, okay, I'm a little hesitant on PulseChain just because, there's a lot of things that have taken a long time with it. Do a light DCA at this point.
Right.
Very, very light. Just be like, okay, money, that doesn't matter. It's basically couch cushion money. Throw it in there lightly. Once we get Bitcoin and crypto's 4-year cycle low verifiably completed, then go a little harder. Once we're about February, March of next year, depending on what's happening, you can go harder then too, right? And maybe it hasn't run a lot by that point. Maybe it's just been an accumulation that whole time. Or maybe it's already broken out. And then that point, you got to be like, okay, if I'm going to throw anything more at it, I got to throw it now. Boom, right? And that might be like January or something. So you probably have a decent amount of time to get in. And like we said before, probably some of this pump will get sold off at some point. And, it might just come back down to accumulation at this area here. It might be, which is like a 20% or so move down from where it's at now. So there's a lot of uncertainty still, but it does look good. It does look very good for a monthly close. PulseChain here has a little bit, more work to do because without
is that on the monthly too?
This one's on the weekly.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, that actually looks jacked.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
If we go to the monthly, I mean, it's still
fuck. It's even more.
It's like it looks like a meme coin chart, to be honest. Comparatively, I like PulseX is a little cleaner because of the burn. It doesn't make it look quite as bad.
Economics matter, man.
Yeah, but so this one might take a while longer to come back. This one is PGGC.
Okay.
Which I was like, ooh, okay. The Grays coming back because I like the Grays project. It's had if you look at all of its previous patterns, this move here was a clear 5-wave sequence, basically, right? So if you're wanting to look at this Elliott wave wise, you can ignore this first section here to some extent. Look at this as a 5-wave. Look at this as a completed A, B, C wave, possibly, right? No guarantees. But this is also looking like it's coming off of its lows very, very well over the last few weeks. If you look at the weekly here, this first week off the low engulfed all of this week's red candles.
Right.
And that engulfing there then led to a follow through in price. And now it's come up into its previous resistance point. The guys that are in the crypto mindset course also get the buy sell signals on the Grays.
Yep.
We've mentioned that in there. The one thing I will say is this first peak that it had here in March of 2024.
Wow, look at how it lines up. Whoa.
Like that one right there, if it can get past that area,
right,
and regain this area that it was trying to hold that as support, if it can regain that area as support, then what I would see here is essentially anything underneath this would be the bottom, which would be what, 4 zeros and a 7, 3, something like that. Anything below there pretty much could be the bottom if it can regain that area as support. Because you kind of saw when it first came out of there, it came use that area of support. When it first came down, it tried to use that area of support and then failed it. So now if it comes back up and uses that area of support, where would be the confirmation that this is the low? Once it passes this area up here.
And how much of a percentage is it up from the bottom, from its current bottom?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I didn't look at that stat level for PulseChain either. So for this one to go back down to its lows from current, it would take a 60% drop. So not too dissimilar to PulseX.
So PGC basically got down to 10 million market cap. Basically.
Probably, yeah.
Probably around there, yeah.
Yep.
It's not a good run, hey, not bad.
Yeah, it was about 144% off its lows. 100, let's say 150. What about PulseX? PulseX here off the wick low is up 116%.
Hey,
not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
So,
but you're absolutely 100% right. We do have to have we want to be a little higher, so when it does come down, we can basically maintain levels basically, yes. And then now we have a cushion. If we do get a further drop in the market, where if BTC really were to go down, then it would be cool. It would be cool if we kept pumping. It would be cool if we kept pumping. But typically, when we are counter, because PulseChain does sometimes counter pump the market, but it only lasts a week or so. So if BTC were just a nuke down and PulseChain's still pumping, yeah. But eventually, what ends up happening in the psychology of it is damn, things really are dumping. maybe I should take some into cash real quick.
Yep.
And that's what, and that's totally, it makes total sense.
Exactly
why that happens. But that's why we want that cushion there. So when it does go down, it doesn't just take us back down to the low and then we make a new low and we're like, God damn it.
Exactly.
And then we have to then wait longer, basically.
Yep. Yeah. Because if it can verifiably have a low, already, and let's say it holds that, and let's say Bitcoin does go like a little bit lower or something like that, then that'll show strong accumulation. So, you don't want to tell the chart like, hey, this is what I want, because it'll never happen, right? So just watch for what is happening, but know the signs essentially for, okay, it's probably going to roll over hard from here, maybe in a week, right? Maybe the last 3 weeks to a month on all the PulseChain ecosystem stuff has been good, and maybe it's about time to be over. We're talking about it, sentiment signal, we're slightly bullish in a bear market, time to sell it all. Maybe that's what happens. But I would say if you look at PTGC during this whole trend from July of 2025 down to July of 26, that whole 1 year, the 3 weeks of upside here is your biggest relief rally since this one here, which is about 150% increase. So you've only had 2 of these during its bear market, which is a good sign that people are still paying attention. Essentially, people are still keeping an eye on all this.
Yeah, and I still care about this ecosystem deeply. And I would mention, so I have a lot of AMAs on my channel, and sometimes I just wouldn't get any PulseChain questions, and then people later in the comments would be like, "Where's the PulseChain stuff?" Well, then ask me. Yeah, and
and we will be talking about it here in the Q3 crypto mindset course.
Absolutely.
We will have top DeFi chains here on August 17th. That'll be including PulseChain. We believe it is in that category. Will you be talking about it in the fundamentals at all, or where else?
Yes,
might you be talking about
I'll be talking about on fundamentals and the AMAs as well. The Q&A that happens on the 9th is the final AMA as well. And basically, and a little bit on the kind of the diversified concentrated portfolio strategies, because I'm going to use that as an example and other ecosystems as an example of why, obviously, besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, those two I can just make sweeping. Yes, you can make your whole portfolio just that if you want. That's totally okay, right? But it's a little crazy to have 100% of your portfolio in one ecosystem. If you do choose, we have tons of hexagons that have joined up. I just want to optimize this. Okay, we'll help you. We'll help you. But you understand the risk that if this ecosystem flops, you're going to do well. You're not going to do well, right? And we did help a lot of people, especially during the original launch of PulseChain, and then kind of later on in 24, you were able to ratio trade and kind of grow the bag, and that really did help out, because that kind of lowered my cost average, and basically the drops that did happen dollar-wise didn't feel that bad, because we essentially were able to grow a lot of supply of tokens through swing trading, basically. But yeah, we're always going to have webinars for the hexagons, and also we are going to have we have pre-recorded webinars on how to onboard into the ecosystem as well. And I'll probably make an update to that, because there's just so much new onboarding tools and stuff like that. I still personally like doing the old-fashioned way through the bridge, but there is new services you can use. But I have been very they're useful for people who are buying smaller amounts, but to rely on that as a way to cash out is, I think, stupid.
Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff,
right? Because what happens is if a service allows you to cash out from your bank into there, then what if they lose their license? Which a lot of these, they're good people. They're trying really hard, but sometimes they just get their license taken away.
Yeah,
which is bullshit. But it's what happens. So
hey guys, we're closing down shop, right?
Yeah, everyone's offsides on eHex. Not me, bro. Not me. I kind of treat it like Charlie. I've literally said I'd write it to 0, and I would.
Yeah,
I almost did. It almost did just go to 0.
Did go to 0. It's close enough compared to where it was, right?
Was it $400 for a million? God damn! At one point, this was $560,000 for a million.
Miguel's Odysseus just taking
Odysseus. Shit. I'm Moses, fucking 40 years in the desert. Sun.
I
think we need this one here. We're laughing with pain and tears, but we're laughing.
entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. The Trail of Tears.
The Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears, Oklahoma.
Mexican.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so we impart to you guys all sorts of different history during the crypto mindset course to make sure, that like Miguel said, the risks and the rewards and how to hedge against, the different things that can happen that you might not see coming.
Right.
So, get in the crypto mindset course. You guys are going to love it. Anybody who's been in crypto a long time, there's always something in here that you didn't know, right? You got good knowledge of crypto, but it's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Do you look at on-chain analysis frequently? Probably not. Do you understand, how to do swing trading technical analysis, or at least how to understand it so that when you see it, you can know, okay, what to take advantage of or not? Maybe not. Do you know the fundamentals of variety of things in crypto, including outside of the PulseChain and Hex ecosystem? Maybe you don't. Maybe you know RH ecosystem in terms of PulseChain and Hex, but you don't know it in the sense of Robinhood. We talk about Robinhood, Sol, Base, Crow during the TradFi Chains webinar, right? So lots of opportunity.
Sharpen your skills, you guys.
Sharpen your skills. We highly recommend people come in. If you don't know what any of this means, then definitely get into the crypto mindset course. You can get into the crash out bundle, which allows you to get all the webinars there that we've put, plus 5 pre-recorded. So that's 15 live, 5 pre-recorded, plus flash webinars through the quarter. And there's probably going to be more other pre-recorded webinars. So it'll probably end up being like 10 of those. Then you get all of that. And there's still 8 to 10 live webinars in the crash out course after that, that we use to hold your hand throughout the entire quarter through critical times. So I don't know, Miguel, sounds kind of like a very good thing to help people basically accumulate into the bottom of the 4-year cycle, because we will be supporting you guys. We've been supporting you guys every day on this on these channels through the month of July, and then in the month of August, it'll all be here in the crypto mindset course. And we're going to support you guys into September and October to make sure that you really take advantage of this portion of the 4-year cycle. Because I know there's going to be some people who are like, yeah, I bought some. I was crazy, man. I bought, with my extra Starbucks money, I bought some PulseChain, PulseX, PDGC. When everybody thought it was totally dead. Holy shit, bro. Like a year, like let's say end of 27, they're going to be like, damn, I'm up. Right. So that's good. And if you've been in this ecosystem before, then you know how to play the game a little bit more. But we have Apple Pay, GPay, credit card links, pay now or pay later with PayPal, Venmo. And if you would like to pay in crypto, you can come down here and get a 10% discount if you do pay in crypto. Be careful with this, because if you do pay us in crypto at any point, these QR codes that they basically have make here for your payment are one time only, right? So there's been 1 or 2 people that have tried to use a link from last quarter or something like that from the Pay Now stuff and being like, hey, I accidentally sent you guys some money. And we're like, no, that's not our address. That's the Pay Now company's address. And then they have to, luckily that guy did get it back.
Oh, that's awesome.
But the amount of work that he had to do, we had Liam, and our support staff help him. But my God, I was like, bruh, but he knows who he is. But and if you don't believe in Hex and you're like, fuck it, I still want to get in the CMC and I want to get into Aerodrome and other stuff, then dump your eHex on us, baby.
No, Charlie, you bastard. No, we just got a pump.
You can dump your eHex right here, get 10% off the crypto mindset.
You can sell your 2X and even get an extra 10% on that.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
So, yeah, man, we highly recommend people get into the bundle. You can get into the 5-year Citadel as well if you want. And if you do that, you automatically get 2 free crypto mindset courses and 2 free crash out courses that can be used at any time in the next 5 years. And you get an exclusive full cycle participant alpha group chat, which we're having the first call right after this episode here. And it's going to be a little... It's going to be like this because we're going to have the recording. So if anybody's done to join the 5-year Citadel a little bit later in the week, discussion that we record available for 1 week, and then it will self-destruct essentially. So
right.
Almost played the wrong music there, but but yeah, so it'd be it's great if you want to really lock the fuck in. I believe if you get in at this price over the next year and you use those chats, you will be able to basically make this back and then still have 4 free years of the Citadel.
That's great. So that's 26, 27, 28, 29, 2030, 2031.
Yeah.
Damn.
And using 26 into 27 to pay for it all, and then the rest of the bull market is freaking gravy. And we can never take this away from you. You will be in the full cycle participant chat the full 5 years, whether we like it or not. And we'll support you in there. And there's going to be a lot of good information. So come in and get onto that recording if you're not in there already. And for the guys that are in there, I don't know exactly how many minutes it'll be by the time we wrap up here. We might go a little extra long here today because we have a lot to talk about still.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a solid one to jump into. You can take me off the screen. I'll throw that one in the chat for everyone. Now we will get to super chats. I see some people in the chat being like, "You haven't seen my super chat." Yeah, we have a lot to talk about.
Don't worry, we got you, brother.
We got you.
We got you.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that call, man. That's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time.
Absolutely.
The true believers only, right?
That's right. And then one thing we haven't said is that not now, but at some point we will be increasing the price of the Citadel and the crypto mindset courses. We have never increased the prices since 2021.
Yeah. So we're gonna adjust for inflation at some point this cycle. So get in while the getting's good.
That's right.
Don't say we didn't warn you.
Because the Fed didn't change. You guys
didn't change it. as soon as was it Jerome? As soon as Warsh increases rates, right up the ass.
Just you wait.
But that's why, like, if you lock in those prices for either the 3-year or the 5-year Citadel, you're locking in the prices right now. And then and even if we increase the price of the course, the golden ticket is the golden ticket. It works no matter what.
Nice. We got goals here from Rabbit Unchained. Says, one of my goals is that I could make some trades within the next I think maybe year to be able to buy the 5-year. That's if it's still available. Yeah, man. No, we've seen you around. We've seen you really moving, shaking, trying to build yourself up over the last couple of years with us, and we highly appreciate it. So yeah, we'll make sure that you get in there once you are able. All right, let's get the super chat. So R.A. Batao with the $9.99 says, "Say my name in Spanish to make it make sense." Go for it, Miguel.
What's the name?
R.A. Batao.
It's like a song from Alpha or whatever his name is. It's
Alpha?
basically saying like you're drinking, you're high, you're like drunk, you're crunk. It's more with more R's, but yeah.
Okay. So he says, was trying to get 700 million PulseX and 10 million EXPX, but my taxes didn't get here in time. IRS fucked me over. Surprise, surprise. Screw them back, right? RIP really wanted 1 billion PulseX and 10 million EXPX. So there's will still be time to accumulate. It's not, the bottom's not totally confirmed, and it may not totally run up from there. But yeah.
Those are good goals. I mean, I think you will have time to get it. You will have time to get it. But yeah, right. Like, hopefully we don't go back down to those lows again. That'd be awesome. It's nice to see the community like a little happier, kind of like it's like a reprieve. It's like, fuck, finally, man. It's nice, really nice.
Nice.
But yeah,
yeah. Rapid meant within the next year. Yeah. We'll for the people who we know were 100% around during the end part of the bear market, stuck around. Even if we did increase it next year, we'd make sure to get you in there, Rapid. If you hit your goals, we could give you like legacy price essentially, but not from, it'd be him and maybe a few other people, but not really many.
Right.
That we do that for, but
we recognize names.
Yeah,
we know.
We pay attention to the chat. It's like we've been streaming every single day for the last 3 weeks, except for 2 days.
Look at my eyes.
Bro, I was looking at your eyes earlier, and I was like, yeah.
This man's going.
Tell me I'm sleeping. Tell me I'm
the
sleeping.
1,000-yard stare.
We're sleepwalking through this bear market. That's right. All right. So, cool. Where are we at here? We got. Looks like okay, cool. We got about 180 people, 190 people watching us live right now across the two platforms.
Yeah.
Come over here if you want to watch us on Rumble. Go over to How to Cultivate Crypto and Cultivate Crypto on Rumble. Make sure you sign up and like the video. So How to Cultivate Crypto is the user, 474 followers. Press follow there. Also 188 for Cultivate Crypto. Let's get to 200 on Cultivate Crypto and 500 on How to Cultivate Crypto. So come over, press like and follow. It's absolutely free. Go to Dollar Cost Crypto here on Rumble as well. I can't scroll down, but it's this video here. You can keep it up. This video here, if you guys want to go on the current one. You pull the screen off there.
Yeah.
We will go into, we haven't gone into Bitcoin and Ethereum yet, price action. So what we're going to do from here is I will give you guys 2 minutes. Well, me and Miguel will have a little chat, and we'll give you 2 minutes. Go over to Rumble, and then we will rug YouTube. Once we rug YouTube, we'll go to the memes, and then we'll go Bitcoin, Ethereum price. And then we have a bit of news regarding the Clarity Act here that we'll wrap up with towards the end. But we'll probably sprinkle in some different PulseChain related ecosystem stuff within there. So we got Hex Monkey out here saying, screw the YouTubes. Let's get Charlie's channel huge on Rumble. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, right.
Free speech. And if you go to cultivatecrypto.com/livestream, you can sign up for notifications for all of our streams by email there in case YouTube does not notify you.
Oh, before we get off of you, are we getting off of YouTube?
I said in a couple minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for right now, I'm just kind of letting people move over to YouTube if they want to keep watching us there. Otherwise, they will get rugged. But I said we'll chat a little bit before that.
I did want to tell them one thing. So like, fuck, this happened yesterday. I think I mentioned it just a tiny bit, but basically I found out what happened yesterday. So like I had a really bad allergic reaction.
Oh,
It's the reason my face is so puffy right now as well, is that I got bit by a, what type of spider was it, Kyle?
Would have been like a wolf spider.
A wolf spider.
Sure.
I got bit by a wolf spider on my stomach, and it caused me to have like breakout in hives.
Yeah, it did look gnarly, but we were like, hey, we're going to show that on stream.
Yeah, we're not going to show that on stream. And then this is something that happened after the stream. I opened, so we go into our patio out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I go back inside. I got stung by a bee. Also,
it was pretty fucking
right here in my arm.
Oh.
You know, I had the gun showing, and then he just like, I was like, "What is today, dude? I'm just getting to destroy my animals, man." And I was like, I couldn't believe I got stung by a bee.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the swelling's starting to go down, but my face was so puffy in the morning, like I was like literally like. Like it was like this, dude. It was really bad. My tongue, I think my tongue swelled up a little bit too. So during the beginning of the stream yesterday, I was like slurring my words a little bit. Like you can hear it in the stream. It's fucking crazy, man. But I'm a lot better now today, but
at least
still puffy.
He didn't end up like Macaulay Culkin. I forget what movie that was. But there's a movie that Macaulay Culkin, I think he died from getting bit by too many bees or something, too many bee stings. But anyways,
he's like, the bear can't kill Miguel in the bear market, so we send animals after them now.
Damn, they turned
all the locusts. We got Darks with the 499 saying, apart from the Clarity Act not passing, is there another event that can possibly push ETH downward? Selling off of the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF will bring everything down.
Yeah. But there's like a certain level of billions, right, that it has to sell.
Yeah, it's like basically $1 billion a week for at least 2 weeks minimum has to start happening to get big moves down. But yeah, I mean, we'll take a look as soon as we get over live only on Rumble and Rug YouTube. We'll get after, and then we'll go through the memes, and then right after that, we'll get into Bitcoin, Ethereum price, and we'll talk about some events here. But one thing we were talking about prior to the stream was today or yesterday, FTX did give out, I think,
$900 million.
Yeah, almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
To previous holders, and a lot of those people keep it in cash. But some of those people do end up buying crypto, so that could actually be a little bit of a catalyst going into August.
I think that's the fifth distribution they've done so far. 900 million is a decent chunk of change. So I'm happy for people; they deserve it. But I bet you a lot of them it's a haircut. But hey, you got some capital. So yeah, go over there to rumble.com on Charlie's channel, because we're about to rug YouTube real soon.
Yep.
But to answer that guy's question you had, which is the comment you had earlier?
Hold on.
Yeah. The other thing that could push down Ethereum's price, besides basically the cardiac nap passing, is an interest rate hike. Even though it's needed, it is not good for equities at all. And the Fed's kind of in between a rock and a hard place. Yesterday's stream, we went all over it, but basically, just to give you a quick synopsis of it, there's a lot of data showing that possibly he might just hold it there, not increase or decrease at all, because the market's going to freak out if they do decrease. I mean, the stock market will go up, but the bond market will go kind of crazy. But if they increase rates, the stock market's going to crash, and then we're in a world of hurt, and the midterms are coming up basically. So it's just they're stuck. So the best course of action for them is we're just going to stay right here, and they're kind of in a weird way betting that the Iran war and the Ukraine war will kind of fucking finally settle out in the next 3 months. But I mean, today 30-year mortgage rates just hit 6.66, the highest in a year. So the mortgage rates were going down, now they're going back up. Great. And also another reason why they're going up is because China is in some financial straits right now. They're selling US treasuries. Japan's selling U.S. treasuries right now because they're also in some financial straits, and South Korea is really selling because they're in their stock market's down 50%. Literally, I think I did this whole thing yesterday. 5% of the total population of South Korea was liquidated or margin called yesterday or 2 days ago.
I'd say if South Koreans can put some couch cushion money into Pulsechain, maybe it'll save them.
Yeah,
eventually.
I mean, it's a really large amount of people. It's 2.5 million people were margin called. Because I think Korea is 50 million people. I think we looked it up. It was 50 million people, 58 million. Yeah, so dang, that's a lot of people, man. Don't leverage trade, you guys. And I was actually watching 5.1. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. No. But one thing that I was listening to, I was listening to some shows on what's going on in South Korea, because I'd heard the market was going down a little bit, but when I was peeping into it, they were only down 15-20%. So I was like, oh, that's not that bad. That's probably the bottom. Right. And they got worse. But the big thing was real estate prices got really crazy there because most people are in the main city, right? Seoul. And real estate prices were so crazy that the youth and a lot of people were forced into to basically be degenerate stock market traders to try to make money, to try to ascend, to get real estate, basically. So kind of what everyone else is doing around the world. But they have almost a worser version of what's going on in Canada, where Toronto prices are crazy, but other places are less sparsely populated or okay, you can get property, but there's no work. So you have to go where work is. So people are going to Toronto or Alberta, right? But in South Korea, they don't really have an Alberta. So everyone's in one city, almost. Or of course, there's rice paddy fields, but unless you're making rice, you don't really got work. Not sexy work. And the same thing's sort of affecting Japan, but Japan's got a couple cities that are doing okay. But the countrysides, there's a reason why you can get almost properties for free, but it's not really free because it costs a lot to rebuild those properties up because they're messed up and they're old and stuff. So it's, we're not, the United States isn't the only one dealing with this. A lot of countries are dealing with it. Just the United States, we have a lot of big cities where you can make money in LA, you can make money in Vegas. There's Houston, there's Austin, you have Miami, you have New York. There's these pockets where you can make some money, and so there's we have a lot more game servers here. But in some other countries, they only have one server,
right?
And that's degeneracy. Here we go.
Absolutely. And follow-up question from him says, would you say it's best to buy a third of my ETH bags at these prices, or just wait and see day by day? Dollar cost average. Yes. So let's say you have $10,000 you're going to put into ETH between now and the end of November. What's that? That's 4 months basically, right? So take 10, let's say it's 8,000, right? Divide that by 4, that's 2,000 a month. Put it in, gingerly or however you want over that time. And then, if you do get big dips, some of what during that time, then during the big dips, buy bigger chunks. And we got Boogie over there on the Rumbles. So good to see. Just before we rug here on YouTube, one thing we will say is tomorrow we're gonna have a very special stream. You want to tell them about it, Miguel?
Yes. The main special stream?
Well, the very long special stream. Yeah.
So we will be doing an 8-hour live stream tomorrow. Damn.
All day. 8 hours all day. Cultivate crypto, dollar cost crypto mindset. We're here for you guys.
That's right.
So we're starting at
10 a.m. Pacific, yeah. Eastern, Jesus.
Yeah,
that's like 7 in the morning. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So 10 a.m. Pacific is when we're gonna be on here on YouTube, Rumble. We're gonna be on Dollar Cost Crypto on Rumble. We're gonna be on Cultivate Crypto on Rumble. We're gonna be at Dollar Cost Crypto on YouTube, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's, I think, 1 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So right there in the smack dab middle of the day for everybody in the United States. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Will there be shots? Possibly, allegedly. After 8 hours, there usually is.
There usually is. So maybe the sombreros might come out.
The sombreros might come out.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a good time with you guys. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow's stream. And then we're going to be streaming every day from now until Sunday. We're going to have a special Moon Gang on Sunday for you guys at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
And then we're going to rug for the entire month of August. We're going to be only in the crypto mindset course, making sure you guys all get into fighting shape here before the end of the bear market. And so right now we will rug YouTube. You have been warned. Come over to Cultivate Crypto on Rumble and watch the rest of it with us. So YouTube, stop being gay.